On the 26th of September, the Minister of Finance presented the 2023 budget statement to the Parliament. After 2 weeks of debate filled with ill-timed anecdotes, failed attempts to be comical, and the usual mudslinging, our country remained a nation in crisis. In the aftermath of an extremely difficult 2 years for many people who experienced the traumatic loss of their loved ones, their jobs, their homes and businesses, our country was looking for hope generated from the announcement of an immediate recovery plan to address the critical issues of the day, and of course, a vision for the future. But sadly, neither materialized. It was almost as if the last 2 years of dire financial hardship for so many of our citizens never happened. And it was back to business as usual. But it did happen. And so no, it can't be back to business as usual. Yet both the government and the opposition seem devoid of any new ideas of how to move the country forward. This is the reason neither has been able to turn the challenges we are facing into opportunities. It doesn't matter how much money our country has, how many natural resources, knowledge, or skills we have. Without a new vision, we will be left behind. In fact, it feels as we are already trailing behind some of our neighbors who are moving steadily forward. With rising prices and a difficult economic environment, we are struggling to find jobs, put food on the table, pay bills, rent, a mortgage, loans, to put gas in our vehicles, clothe and educate our children, all the while having to deal with the deplorable road conditions, traffic, flooding, and water issues. This is not where we should be. Trillions of dollars have passed through this country. And today, what do we have to show for it? Very little, except rampant, incessant waste, corruption, and mismanagement that continues to lead our nation into a dangerous downward spiral of poverty and crime. We are painfully aware that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have been crying out for meaningful change. But such change seems to have been an elusive dream. We continue to look on year after year, hoping to hear new creative solutions from any of our elected officials. But that too seems to be an elusive dream. The most recent budget is no exception. We have to decide when enough is enough. Trinidad and Tobago is a nation rich in agricultural lands, yet the food import bill has risen consistently from $5.69 billion in 2019 to $6.03 billion in 2021, making the price of groceries today higher than ever. We should be a nation able to feed ourselves, where the basic necessity of food is affordable. We're a nation blessed with oil and gas, and have the largest deposit of asphalt in the world. Yet today, throughout the country, roads are impassable and collapsing. One of the wealthiest countries in the Caribbean, today there are still people living without access to water. A country that used to produce premium, super, regular, and aviation fuel now has to import from other nations after the closure of Petrotrin. It is no surprise there's a continuous increase in the price of fuel in the annual budgets. When you have a car and it has a problem, do you give away the car and walk, or try to fix the problem and make the car more efficient than it was before? The answer seems pretty obvious. That same logic applies to our steel and sugar industries. Raising taxes is not the only solution to raising revenue. We cannot afford to continue living this way. Our country deserves better than this. And so we are here to provide hope. It is time to move our nation forward in a new direction. Come 2025, the Patriotic Front will be contesting the general election. It is our vision to create a safe, knowledge-based society with a globally competitive, technologically driven, and diversified economy that will sustain full employment, growing prosperity, equal opportunity, and the highest standard of living for all of our citizens. My name is Mickela Panday, and I am the political leader of the Patriotic Front. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to your continued support. God bless.